Hello and welcome. My name is Amanda and this is my channel, Her Pacific Northwest Washington Life. And today I wanted to share with you how I am tracking all of my reading for 2020. I am using just a Leuchtturm 1917 bullet journal. It's, I believe, just the standard A5 size. I bought this off Amazon. I know you can also buy it from Barnes & Noble here in the States, and I'm not sure where else. But the front section I am using as my monthly and weekly planning section, and then in the back here I've got all of my different reading spreads. So this is just going to remain a blank page. My last weekly reading spread, I believe, is going to end on that page there in the back. So just as a cover page, I drew a book stack with a drawn green quote within them that says, "I'm in love with cities I've never been to and people I've never met," which I feel is very fitting for a lot of readers. And then I figured with this page it would be a lot of fun to kind of write in the city or town or state or just area or wherever of the books that I'm reading take place. So I've got like the Shire and Middle Earth from The Hobbit here. I've also got Oz and Munchkinland from Out of Oz. And Bjornstad or Beartown is the setting of obviously Beartown in Sweden. So that's just my cover page and I'll fill it up throughout the year. I was thinking of keeping silver as my like fictional places and bronze as my like actual places, even though Bjornstad isn't actually a real city in Sweden. It's just kind of a made-up compilation of small Swedish cities. So then I've come to a book kind of library layout, which is probably one of my favorite spreads that I did last year, though this year I decided to spread it on 2 pages. In this middle part here, I've got a quote from George R.R. Martin, which says, "I have lived 1,000 lives and I've loved 1,000 loves. I've walked on different worlds and seen the end of time because I read." And then I just use this white with silver foiled washi. This is, I think, a 15mm and maybe an 8mm up here from Creating & Co. And then in the spines of the books, I'm writing the titles. And I don't remember how many there are here. I want to say it's like 160 or something like that, which is far more than I'm going to read this year, but it'll still be fun to watch it fill up. And right now, my colors kind of for January are silver. Actually, I've got the pens right here. I've got silver, this light blue, and a navy blue. So silver for me are audiobooks, this light blue is ebooks, and this dark blue is physical books. And so I just write the title and the corresponding color there so I can have a good overview when I just glance at this page to know what book I read, when I read it, and in what format. The next page I have here, this page I'm not super happy with, but it's my book rating system, which I have done a video on, and I can leave that in the description box below if you want to know how I rate books. It's very data driven for me, so I've got the star ratings broken out into different decimal points, and they're essentially percentages. And then the 8 things that I rate books off of. So I'll give each of these a rating between 1 and 10, and then total all of the points for these 8 and divide by 8. And then whatever the decimal point is there, that corresponds to the star rating. I didn't know how to fill up this bottom part. I don't really like it, but it is what it is. And then these are my reading goals for 2020. So I want to read 25 out of the 62 Audible books I owned at the end of 2019. I want to read 25 of the 75 Kindle books I owned at the end of 2019. I want to read 50 of the 155 physical books I owned at the end of 2019. And then I have about 12 series that I've already started, and I'd like to finish at least half of them this year. So I've got a spot to mark in each series as I finish it. And then I also want to visit 30 different countries and books. So I already read Beartown, so Sweden. I'm just writing in the 2-digit country code there, or not 2-digit, the 2-letter country code there. so I know which countries I visited. I've also got a checkbox for visiting all 8 of the Wizarding World schools in the Wizarding World Tour from Harry Potter and the Order of the Planet planners. I have finished all 50 Pop Sugar reading challenges, finished all 30 Creating and Co challenges, and then there are some series I wanted to reread this year. So I've got The Hobbit, Fellowship of the Ring, Two Towers, Return of the King. I've got all of the Harry Potter books, and then I've got The Once and Future King and the Book of Merlin here. So then we get into our monthly reading spreads. And as you can see, I've already started going in January. I just decided today to put in these 2 extra columns so that I can mark when I've written a Goodreads review and when I've posted on Instagram about the book that I've read. And then these colors come back in here for this column, which is audiobook, ebook, or physical book, and I just draw in squigglies of what format it was. I write in the page or the time and then my star rating for the book. And then down here, I'm tracking total books read for the month, total pages, total time, and average rating. And then I also wanted to start tracking when I acquired books. So whether it's a brand new like TBR book, whether it's a book I've read but I wanted it in a different format, or maybe I read it through the library and wanted a physical book or whatever. And then just totaling that. So right now I've got 1 brand new Kindle book and 1 sorry, that's Audible book. 1 brand new Audible book and 1 brand new, not brand new, oh my gosh. I already own the book as a physical book and I wanted it as an Audible book, so I bought it as well. So I've got that set up for each of the 12 months through to December, and then it brings us to the pages for the series I've started that I want to work on finishing this year. So all of the books, oh, I don't know why that was an accident. I've got them for the most part in alphabetical order. Anything that's in gray already is a book that I've already finished. So we've got the Abortion series, we've got the After series, Cemetery of Forgotten Books, Fallen, The Falling Kingdoms, Gossip Girl, Outlander, The Paper Magician, Parasol Protectorate, and Spellslinger, the Shadowhunter Chronicles, and then we've got Vampire Knight. And then the next page I have all the readathons I'm participating in 2020. So right now for the whole of January, we've got the Hobbit read-along. And then for January 25th through 26th, in the Harry Potter and the Order of the Planners Facebook group, we've got the Hogwarts Castle Cozy-a-thon. And then these are the readathons that I know of that are coming up that I don't want to write in yet because I like to write them in order. So there's that. And then I also wanted 2 pages for series that I have started in 2020. So the series I already have going, I've got spreads for. And then any series that I start from the beginning, I want to write here, and then I'll transfer those into my 2021 spread when it comes. So the next spreads I have, these are my 3 yearly reading challenges. So this first one here is the Harry Potter and the Order of the Planners Flourish and Blots 2020 Wizarding World Tour Challenge. And this is the hashtag I should use whenever I'm posting on social media about it, but I've got the 8 different schools here, and I think there's 7 different prompts within those. And just knowing that if you visit 3 of the 8 schools, you meet Triwizard Champion level, 5 schools is Flu Fanatic, and 8 schools is Supreme Mugwump of the International Confederation of Wizards. My goal is to hit all 8. I've read one from the Durmstrang prompts here and one from, I cannot pronounce that. I think it's a Japanese school though. And then moving on, we've got the Pop Sugar Reading Challenge for 2020. These are all of the 50 challenges. There are 40 regular challenges and then 10 advanced prompts. And then I found this graphic from Pinterest, and I just printed this on sticker paper, and I cut out the shapes and put them in here. So I've got like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So each of them have different numbers. Some of them that have like 3 levels have 3 different numbers in them that correspond to a prompt here, and then I can write in the title of the book that I read there. And then the last spread here is my Creating & Co challenges. So I've got the list of 30. I just used some Creating & Co book washi. This is from the Enchantathon Readathon last year that she might still have. And then basically the rest of these pages are all blank at the moment, but they're going to be readathon pages. So I'm not doing one for like the read along because that would be 1 page of The Hobbit, but I think that I might do one for the Cozyathon, but the first one I really have coming up is the Book Lovers Readathon, hosted by Creating & Co. So there's going to be 5 photo challenges. I usually draw a stack of 5 books. Sorry, there's 5 reading challenges. And then there's usually 4 photo challenges, and I'll write like the hashtag and information I need to know and everything like that on 1 page, and then like color in books as I go and write in the title. So that way I can have an easy place to like flip through and look back and not just have to go to my monthly spread and say, oh, I think I read that for this reading prompt, or this one for this one. So it's fun to kind of keep track of those. So that's basically my reading setup for the year. This worked pretty well for me last year, and I just reworked it just a tad bit for this year just to make it flow a little better. But I really, really enjoyed tracking my reading this way. So I'm looking forward to seeing things fill up as the year progresses and just hitting those goals that I'm trying so hard to work for. So I would love to know what you thought of this reading spread. I would love to know how you track your reading. If you use a similar bullet journal style format, if you use a completely different bullet journal, if you use just a different kind of planner in general, please do let me know down in the comments below, and I will chat with you there until my next video. Bye!